Welcome everyone, I'm John. This is crypto trading lesson 25, using indicators on TradingView. I'm going to show you which indicators you can use on TradingView and how they work, like the Fibonacci and everything else to it, the Bollinger Bands, how to set them up, how they work. Let's take a look. Here we are at TradingView. First of all, let's go to the indicators. Like I previously told you guys, the indicators are here. You press this button and you will get indicators, metrics and strategies. So first of all, pause this and put all these onto it, because these are the ones that we are maximum gonna be using. I'm not using them all at this point. I'm just gonna go over them Bollinger Bands. That's the BB. If you press it one time, you will see that this comes onto the map. First of all, let's go to settings. I put the length 20 into it, and everything is still on the normal settings normally, so that's okay. Now, if you have a day chart, they are quite accurate. If you are far away, how does a Bollinger Bands work? First of all, let me tell you that. The Bollinger Bands works, want to make this has to be as narrow as possible, and the market always wants to go back to the center line. So once we break through a line, that means that we are ready to take shorts. If we are going up or break through a line the other way it's out, like it's doing now, we are ready to take a long position. Like you can see, it's broken through, and then you have onto the Bollinger Bands that it has been for a few days now, and now it's breaking out, so that means it's ready to go upwards and that we are ready to take a long position into it. Let's go back in time a bit and let me show you another example. We have been trading under it, above it, we have been retesting it. So this was a beautiful entry point to say we have a long position, because it did not break through my Bollinger Bands and it went upwards. Here it broke through, we hit the bottom, and we could have still taken a short position because it's quite close to the Bollinger Bands. Once the distance gets far, that means that it will be pulled back to the center. So when the distance gets very far, that means it gets pulled back to the center. And you can see it perfectly works like that. And a beautiful sell point is when it goes out in a long position, out of the Bollinger Bands. A beautiful sell point in a short position is also when it gets out of the Bollinger Bands, because they try to keep it inside it normally. So it normally constantly goes inside. You can also see this as a trend line or as an indicating line when the market goes up or down. This is how the Bollinger Bands works. Do never use this alone without confirmation first of the candles, trend lines, and support and resistance, of course. Second one that I like to is the moving average. Oh, here is my other moving average. Yeah, I've been playing with this a bit, so that's why they are a bit off. So normally it's 8 at 200. Those are the most important. Then you can put a style into it so that you know which one is which, that you perfectly can see where they go in, where they go out. Oh, this does not need to be on, this neither. Otherwise there is way too much stuff inside. So the 9 or the 8 is good, the 50 is okay, the 200 and the 20 I will put off also. So we have 3 Bollinger Bands putting 3 moving averages onto inside. Okay, this is my 200 moving average. So first of all, we can see we have our 8 moving average and our 50 moving average. When they hit my 50 moving average, why did I put the 50? Because it's a very nice indicator when to have a retest onto an indicating that we have a continuous trend upwards or downwards. If we break through with our 8 breaking through our 50 moving average, that means that the market will change of direction. You will see it in the opposite way too. Here we have broken through our moving average of our 50 moving average. We breaking out of it. Here we went under it, so it was a short position in this one. Here we broke through it and we had a long position starting upwards, and we had a very long time that it did not break through it, so we knew that this was constantly a perfect way of going upwards. Here we broke through a moving average, and what did we do? We came back to retest it to say, okay, this market is finished and we are going downwards. So if you would only have worked with the moving averages 9 and 50, you would be able to predict that in April of 21, and everybody know this crash that we're going down, that we went down, and then we have retested this part, that we not be able to break through it, and that we just continues downwards. You could just have seen this with the moving averages. Now, the simple 200 moving average almost never crosses. If they cross the 200 moving average, that's not a good sign. That's a sign that we are very bearish at that point. And we were at this point very bearish. I think we will be having crossed it now again. Yeah. So you can see it here. We have a triple cross. That's a very bearish indicating also, because now this is a bullish indicator because my 8 is going above it again, and my 50 is going above my 200, and that means it's bullish. If my 50 goes under my 200, that means it's a bearish sign. So if my 200 goes above, like we see here, that means that we will continue going into a downtrend and a long term, because 200 means that it's 200 candles encountering before it takes a move. That's why it's a 200 moving average. And these are days, so this is 200 days that it counts before it makes a separate move. Now still here we are getting close to each other again. When this one breaks through my 50, that means that we are continuous going in an upward trend. Now it can just test it and go back downwards. It does this a lot, so take a bit of view. This is how the moving averages work. I hope you understand this. If not, leave a comment please, then I will explain in another movie in a bigger time frame how to do this. Which one do I also like to use is the relative strength index. This is a very nice one, I always like. So the relative strength index, I'll make it a bit bigger. It's natural, I didn't adjust this at any point. So what's important to know, if it's on a day time frame, when to buy, it has to be under the 30. That's a perfect buy opportunity for Bitcoins. A sell opportunity is when it hits almost 70, but Bitcoin can go to 80, 85 too sometimes, but not a lot. If you go back in time, you will see, if I zoom in to this, that it has been not a lot, that it's going under the 30. You can see it. It almost never went under it. And if it does go under it, that means you have a very nice buying opportunity to take a long position. That's for a longer term, but it's just an indicator that shows you that you have a beautiful sign of buying opportunity. When we get higher to the 70s, 65 to 70, that means that it's time to start selling and taking a bit profit. When the market comes back down, we can always put it back in and follow the market back up again. This is how you read. You can also put indicators onto it. So what do we do here? What do I do is put a bell at this alarm, and I put this one on. So now there is a bell at 30, and I do it here also on 68 or 66 sometime. I put an alarm onto it. So now I get an alarm every time it will hit this point. So you don't have to constantly open it and close it, open it and close it, but now you straight away have an alarm when it hit that point. So that's good to know, that you don't have to look at the chart every day. And you will see there are 2 orange buttons here. You can also do this on a price target. If you say when it's this price target's 30,200, I need an alarm. So then this will hit the alarm button also when it hits its target price action. It's just an extra that I'll help you guys remember. What do I also use is the MACD. This is this one. I always love the MACD together with the moving average, with the relative strength index. Now, what does the MACD say? The MACD shows us when the blue one goes above the red part again. that it's a bullish sign. If blue goes under it, it's a bearish sign. And you can really measure this into precisely. If we go back in time, it always is perfectly, how closer they are to the center, the stronger this is. But also, like you can see, it crossed above it, it went a bullish sign, it did not hit my top. But here you could have seen, if you put the RSI onto it, that maybe this was already 70 again, so that we were not able to go further into this market. But still, you would have, if you kept this on a long position, you would still have been quite a beautiful price action this was, and then here a bit sideways, but you would still be in profit if you kept it for a longer term. So the MACD, you just look at it when it crosses, you get a very bullish sign. When it crosses down, you get a bearish sign. That's all you have to know about the MACD. More than that, there is not to know. The volume, I also like to indicate sometimes. Here you know, when there is a lot of volume in the market, that means that there is a lot of buying or selling. Like you can see here, there was a lot of selling. How bigger the candles are, the more selling and buying there is. Like you can see here now, there's a lot of fear in the markets. You can scroll down here. Now they say buy, but there was a lot of fear in the market, and that means that if there is fear in the market, that nobody buys. Here they want you to buy now, but this is a very odd place to buy. It will go back down a bit, it will hit this one first, and then 30,590 would be a perfect entry to go a long position. That's my prediction for now. That's how the volume works, just to look how much entries and exits there are. That's about it. How the moon phases you can also take a look at. This is when the new moon comes up and the new moon is up, or when it's full moon. Sometimes this works beautifully with Bitcoin too. You can look when the new moon starts, it goes down. Oh, sorry, when the full moon starts, it goes down. When the new moon is up, in the prediction normally this goes down. So this went down, this went down, this went down, this went up for one time. So it's not always completely perfectly correct. So this went down, this went down. But if you just use this method, yeah, you still would be nicely in profit, because 90% of the time this is correct. So that's just that you know that stars are very important too. This is about it that I want to tell you about the indicators. Now I'm going to show you how to draw a Fibonacci. A Fibonacci is this part. How you draw a Fibonacci is very easy. You take your highest point and you draw it to your lowest point. So. And then you know perfectly where the market should go back to. Now if you want to take an entry here, so this is a short position it was. So now I draw from the top to downward to know where the market should go to. And normally they first of all go to the 0.2. If they keep above the 0.2, what they have done nicely, they will go to the 0.382, then the 0.5, and normally they will always go back to the golden pocket. So these three lines, if it hits the golden pockets, that means that we will take profit, and we will take a lot of profits, because normally that's about it. And then it goes back to the 0.5 and then continues going up. If it keeps above the 0.5 sideways for a long time, that's a very nice thing to see. Now I'm going to show you how I set them up myself, my Fibonacci. You can just put them in like I done, so that you have it easier. Pause the movie here, put them in like I have done, and then you will have a beautiful setup of your Fibonacci. They are not the same like they are at the start point, but just add all of them like I've done. So I'll put it here. If we are going in an uptrend and we want to measure where the market maybe will go down again, then we take it from downwards, we draw to upwards, and you will see the same happening the other way around. So the market started up here, and our last entry would be the 888. And where did the market go back to? The golden pocket. See? So this is beautiful to see how the market reacts to this. It always does the same way, and people that professionally trade use the Fibonacci very much. If you do not know what Fibonacci is, look it up. It's a beautiful sign in geometric coordination, how everything is perfectly mathematical, beautiful. Yeah, there has a movie about it. You can look it up on YouTube. A lot of people play this sometimes, but it's nice to see. If you don't know, it's something now that you do know. Yeah, how to message your percentage. This is with the lat here. You can just put a pressing and meet the percentages for your diary, 5%, and then add it to it. So this is how that works. And for the rest, I have nothing more to tell you guys. I hope you guys learned something about the indicators. If you want to learn more about the indicator, just once a week I will do a live stream, and then we can do it trading together. Please share my channel with other conscious people, with people that want to learn how to do TA, how to read the market themselves, be sustainable for themselves and have a mind of their own. Thank you very much for your attention. Much love to everyone. Smile and be thankful for everything you have. Love each other, and I'll see you all in the next lesson. Ciao.